You need to communicate. You didn't tell us that you were dropping us. All of us were dropped and we're like, well, what the hell are we gonna do? You cheat. You were a serial cheater. And one day there's gonna be nobody there for you. And I'm gonna be standing there like, I told you this was gonna happen and you didn't listen. Hi. I know that we're not on the topic of these videos yet, and you're probably going to see a much more cheery introduction before I put this on. But the toxic friendships / losing friendships category that I'll be doing on this channel is going to have this story at the beginning. I'm not going to go in chronological order because this just happened. So this is going to be a letter to the person before the story starts. And if you're wondering, yes, this is Apricot. It's the same person. We were friends and we would always hang out with Braden. I'm at least going to bleep his name. It was the three of us against the world. The hippie, the stoner, and the outcast. Against the world. Even though you moved to Frederick, none of this should have changed. And it didn't for a while. We were still the best of friends when you moved. The only thing that changed was you. And yeah, you stopped doing drugs. That's great. But you didn't need to get rid of all the people that were there for you. The fact that you just let us go and you didn't even tell us. If you had told us, hey, I don't want to be friends with you guys anymore, then we would have been able to move on and get out of there. You need to communicate. You didn't tell us that you were dropping us. All of us were dropped and we're like, well, what the hell are we gonna do? Braden already dropped you. Braden didn't matter. Yeah, okay, my last boyfriend, Aiden, is at a military school. He's not gonna care what the hell you're doing. He wasn't even friends with you in the first place. I was the only one that got hurt in this crossfire. You need to let people know when you're going to drop them instead of me waiting here, waiting to see if you're okay, waiting to see if you need my help. I was here to try to help you, but you didn't let me know. You never answered. I always checked up on you and we always stayed in touch and told each other how we're doing and about our problems and helped each other fix our problems. I didn't know that I wasn't that person anymore. I didn't know that you found a new girl to go tell all your problems to, and she's your new friend therapist, and I am retired from being your friend therapist. I was the only one in Catonsville that tried to help you fix your problems instead of masking them with weed and cigarettes and alcohol, okay? I am one of the only people that actually tried to get you to talk out your problems in a good way. You called me your friend therapist. I was there for you. I did everything to try to help you get out of that dark place, and a couple of times I succeeded. I'm sorry that I'm not as cool as these girls or these new people you met in Frederick. But you said that when you came back to Catonsville that one day in January, that was the best thing in your life at that moment. You said you hated being in Frederick. You said you liked living there, but you hated the people there. Now you're saying that you love the people there. You sometimes don't understand what's right in front of you. You have great people that are here for you. Maybe they're in a different place, but they're still here for you. And you throw them aside when you get the next best offer. I really don't understand what your values are. I really don't understand what you stand for, what you look forward to. You keep dropping people that care about you. And one day there's going to be nobody there for you. And I'm going to be standing there like, I told you this was going to happen and you didn't listen. I stayed your friend even after you moved. We talked to each other. We had a connection. We were still good friends. We have so many memories, and now I have to let those go. I'm always going to remember you, but I have to stop living in the past. You were helping me with my future, and I was holding on to the past, thinking that you were still going to be my friend, and I would do things for you, and you'd still come back and visit, and I'd be one of the people at the top of your list to see. Well, now you said you never want to come back to Catonsville. So I guess it's going to make it easier to move on, because I'm never going to see your smug face ever again telling me everything that I need to do with my life, because apparently you know my life situation better than I do, and you know exactly what I'm supposed to do to make my life so much better, because apparently I've been living my life the wrong way, huh? This isn't supposed to attack you. This wasn't meant to come out and lash at you and attack your character, but sometimes you don't understand certain things. If I don't want to tell you something, you should have stopped pushing me to tell you. Also, when you beat up Cupcake, that was your decision. Cupcake thought it was my idea for you to do that because you never communicate with anybody. You got all these people along with Aiden to go and beat him up and rough him up and teach him a lesson. But because you made him apologize to me, he thought I told you to handle this for me by going out and beating him up. I would never use violence to try to fix the situation. You know why Cupcake says our relationship was shit? Because you came in the middle. I was trying to be civil with Cupcake the last few weeks of school. You came into my life, which was fine, but then you threatened him when we were together, and then you got your whole gang to go beat him up. But instead, they just jumped him, and you decided that you wanted to be the big macho man and beat him up. You know that Cupcake was already scared of you. You knew he was terrified of you. The blood would drain from his face every time he'd see you. And yeah, you want to know the reason why I wanted you around me before we started going out? It was because you got rid of Cupcake. The only reason I wanted you around at first was for protection. And then I saw you were a good person. Or maybe that good person was all just an act. Maybe you were just literally, I don't know, putting on an act, because that's not who you are. You may have bipolar, which means you may be going from one way to the other, and you may not get a story straight. Whatever you tell me may be wrong. You keep changing names, different places you go. But which name is the real one? I'm inclined to believe that since somebody that I know has known you since kindergarten, and they call you, and I know Q is your dealing name, but I called you Q, which made everyone think I did drugs to put my reputation into the ground with some people because they thought I was a druggie. That's another thing. I hung out with you guys, which might have been a mistake if I didn't want to be labeled as a druggie, but I did. Everybody thought I was tripping on drugs. Every time I would talk about when we'd hang out together, everybody thought I was imagining hanging out with you. Everybody said, why would you want to hang out with her? Then you decide to tell me things that you should tell a therapist. I tell you more than I tell my therapist. That's not an okay thing. I didn't have the training to be able to handle this stuff, but you acted like I knew everything. Also, another thing. You told me you had bipolar and you didn't tell anybody else. I don't know how to handle bipolar depression. I barely know how to handle it now with at least a little bit of training. How was I supposed to handle it back then? Again, this isn't meant to attack you, but you have to understand I don't know everything. I don't have the answers to your problems. You were having girl problems and you came to me. That was the only thing I could help you solve. And as a matter of fact, you dated the bitch that wanted to beat me up when all the J stuff was happening. Right after that J stuff happened, you yelled at her. You said she was horrible. And then you go and date her? It made no sense. Also, you were dating a girl. You're off again, on again girlfriend, and you cheated on her who was on my softball team that told me what you did, and I have that all written down as evidence. You cheat. You were a serial cheater. Maybe you're not anymore, but you were a serial cheater. You know what happens to serial cheaters? Karma, bitch. I'm pretty sure Karma was a really big motherfucking bitch, and she bit you in the ass so much that you don't even want to date. Which is fine. Maybe you shouldn't date. Maybe you should be alone for the rest of your life, because the kind of shit you pull is crazy. The things that you have done, you don't do. Rational people don't do. You did drugs so much that it probably messed up your brain. I don't know where you thought it was a good idea to do all this stuff that you did, the cheating, the drugs, the whatever, but it wasn't. Another thing was dating me. Why did we think we were going to work out? Yeah, I know you didn't want to date me. It was a rebound relationship for the both of us. You said, I'm trying to help you with your problems. You trying to help me with my problems was telling me to get over him repeatedly, just get over him, just get over him, just get over him. Or like, he doesn't matter. Why are we talking about him? I was taking time to get over him. You just thought it was a one thing you can just say, get over him and she'll get over him. I don't work that way. And the fact that you think that everybody works that way is crazy. We're all different. You did not give me the time to grieve the relationship. And that might sound crazy to you because you weren't a part of it. You don't know Cupcake. Cupcake could be a nice person, but you don't know that because all you wanted to do was intimidate the shit out of him, and you did. You succeeded. Then you just started attacking Cupcake for no reason at all. You beat him up. These were stupid things to beat somebody up over, and you took the road to do the stupid thing and beat him up. I don't understand how somebody can be so heartless when someone has physical problems more than you can count and decides to beat him up. Like, what the hell? I'm dishing out all the tea and all the information of stuff that happened between us. And I know you probably don't want me to put this out there publicly, but I'm going to. Okay? I have had enough of your shit. You're probably still doing this shit in Frederick. I have had enough of this. And if anybody knows and sees this video, tell me I'm wrong. Maybe there are some things that I don't know about him when he lived in Cleveland. Or maybe there's some things I don't know about him even when he lived in Catonsville, maybe before I met him. Or maybe there's some things I don't know. Maybe he's a great person in Frederick. I don't know what he does because he decided he didn't want to talk to me anymore. But instead of being a grown-up and telling me, he decided to just ignore me and not look at my messages and stop talking to me altogether. So if you guys want to tell me what he's up to now, go ahead. Tell me if he's still up to his old tricks of serial cheating or if he stopped. Because you know what? I'm done. I'm so fucking done. You are a manipulative bitch. You manipulate people to get what you want out of life. But you didn't do that to Cupcake. No, you just beat the shit out of him. I was taking your side. This entire time, with all your stupid disagreements, I was taking your side. You know what side I should have been on? Cupcake's. Yeah, it's probably gonna burn if you hear that. I should have been on Cupcake's side this entire time. But I was too blind to see that you were in the wrong. Getting Cupcake to apologize was okay. But you beating the shit out of him wasn't. So he stole some of your money. So he gave you oregano instead of weed. Those aren't reasons to beat people up. Those are stupid. Yeah, those things will make you mad, but beating the shit out of somebody isn't gonna solve it. He sent some people, his friends, after me after that because he thought that's what I told you to do. Yeah, beating somebody up because of what they did to me, okay, that would have made sense. But those weren't your reasons for beating the shit out of him. And I even told you don't beat the shit out of him because of me. I told you not to bring me into it, and you still brought me into it. I hope you see this message. This is the last time I'm ever going to talk about you unless you come up in another story or there's another lesson to learn from something I had with you. Why? Because as Selena Gomez says, the chapter is closing on us. There's no more. Quentin and Kayla, the outcast and the stoner. The book's over. The outcast and the stoner has sold out. It's a discontinued series. The outcast and the hippie ended a long time ago. It started the hippie, the stoner, and the outcast. The stoner moved away. The hippie and the outcast were together for a little bit. The hippie left the outcast and the stoner group. He became the music kid. The boyfriend that was mine is in a military school, and I broke up with him, and now he's the asshole. Now it's just the outcast and Cupcake. The stoner, you, has been replaced by Cupcake. It must hurt to be replaced by your arch nemesis or sworn enemy or whatever. But he's replaced you. And you know what? I'm so happy that Cupcake is in my life and not you. So if you ever see this, our story's over. You had the chance to rebuild it and you didn't. So, bye, Quentin Parson. And I'm never going to see you again. Bye.